Hi guys, Old Iron Will here. Today we're going to work on this fuel mixer and intake valve for my Fairbanks Eclipse 1A. The old, it's hard to probably tell from where you are there, but she sure has a lot of play, this intake valve. So we're going to take it apart here, get a look at it, and I'll bring you back once we'll chat again once I get her all apart here. Well guys, it's pretty quick and easy to take apart. It's a pretty small valve, but like I say, it's got a lot of side-to-side slop in it. So I'm gonna measure some stuff up. Really, I have a couple different options. I'm gonna bore this out to an oversized, and come up with a valve. Now, I don't know if I have any used valves this small. I may have to make a whole new valve from scratch, so that'll probably be the next things to investigate, see what I have on hand, and I'll bring you back when I know more. So guys, I found this valve in my stash of stuff. It's a 1/4-inch stem, which is kind of the same size as I can tell on the old existing valve that's in there right now. So even though it's measuring a little smaller than that, it's up at the end, it's measuring 1/4 inch up where the cotter pin and everything was in on the Fairbanks valve there. So I think what my plan is I'm going to snip the end of this off, just kind of dress it up a little bit there, see how this fits in there in the valve guide, and if not, then I'll have to bore out that to a 5/16 valve, which I've found a donor one for that too. So, but this is going to be my first step, so we're going to cut this off. So not sure how this is going to part off, but we're going to give her a try here. So well, my parting blade doesn't even want to touch it right now. I'm just going to hit it with a hacksaw. So guys, I couldn't touch that with a hacksaw blade or my parting bit, but so I went out in the other garage shop and used a cutoff wheel on it. Still quite a bit of slop in there, so that kind of tells me that I'm gonna have to bore this out to 5/16. So that's our next step then. Get this all nicely chucked up, ready to go. Bring you back when we're ready to do that. So guys, we're all checked up here. Just gonna keep working my way slowly up with my reamers until I get to a 5/16 and then test fit it with the valve stem on the donor valve. So here we go. Definitely took some material out of there, if you can see. Just gonna take this little bristle brush, clean it out and it's nice. Got a bit of masking tape, dried old masking tape on there I gotta deal with and get off, but it says for its case S. Intake, $2. It's worth more than that to me right now. So next step is I just need to cut outside this the outside diameter of the head of that valve down to 1 35 1/28 is what I have on my caliper. That'll fit, be just a nice size for that intake. So let's get at it. Again, it's going to be some real hard cutting, so I'll be just taking my time with it. So light cuts, slow passes. So, job is now to cut the face of the valve, 46-degree angle. So, again, just slow, light cuts. So, cutting it at a 46-degree angle. I don't know if I mentioned that before. The valve seat's cut at 45, so always good to have a degree difference. Helps it seat better. Get a little sharper edge. So just gonna do a couple final passes here. Is a nice little cleanup cut, speed her up. So came out pretty good. Don't know if it came off quite as good as those ones I did for the Rock Island or that didn't valve, but we have to touch this one up on the valve refacer just to make sure I get a real nice good finish on there. So, but it came off not bad. So working with that hard material sometimes a little harder, so to get just perfect. So guys, I got things ready to go here already. You know, say the new valve does fit down there pretty good. But I need to cut a new valve seat. This one is a little bit rough, so I've kind of blued it up already. So got my cutter and everything like that all ready to go here. So figured out which one fits, found my right proper pilot. So now it's just a matter of giving her a cut. So there's quite a few filings in there from when I reamed it out. Yet. So it's cutting. I'm maybe close to half done. So just a little bit left to cut out there. So it's coming along nice. Seems like it takes a long time compared to the power ones, but when you're only turning a, dozen revolutions per minute compared to however fast one of those powered ones go, no wonder it seems to take longer. But like I say, I like doing it this way. That way I don't get too over aggressive with the power. I always seem to take a little bit more than I need to when I'm doing the power one. So drop the handle. It's coming. I just needed to cut the full face there yet. So it's the thing, whenever you bore out a valve guide or put liners in, pretty much need to do this step, because if something was just a few thousandths out before, things aren't going to line up and you're going to have a heck of a time lapping your valves in. So very, very close. Just going to do a few more here. See how it fits in there. Not look bad, just gonna do a few more cuts here. So I'm not sure how well you can see it there, guys, but it's cut it out. It's a little bit wider on this side and this side, but still lots of face there to work with. I think once I dress the valve on the valve grinding machine, lap them in really good, we're gonna have a good seal with that. So I'm happy with that. That looks more than usable to me. So there we go. That's about all I can do for now on this one. Valve grinding machine, or valve grinding machine is out in the other shop, and like I say, we were minus 40.7 yesterday morning. Not quite as cold this morning, but it's been very, very cold. I don't like to heat the shop up when it's like that. I run with electric heat in there, so it takes a fair bit of power to get it up. I do have a small diesel heater in there as well, but just when it's that cold, I can usually come down here and find something to work on. So this is an engine that's on my list to get done this year. So it's been sitting around for well over a decade. I should look it up how long I kind of started working on it. For whatever reason, it got pushed to the back corner. Maybe I pushed it to the back corner to do these valves and stuff like that. I got to check the exhaust valve on it yet. See how it's doing its part. It's built as part of the block, so that's a little trickier job to get done than a head that's removable. So right now, I think the next steps is going to be to dress that when I can get outside, lap that in, make sure we got a nice good fit there, and then we'll see how it's sealing on there and everything like that. And then, like I say, that need to get going on that Eclipse engine. I've had it a long time. I'm a big fan of Fairbanks engines, and I'm not, like I said, a little disappointed in myself that I've let that one sit for so long. So anyways, guys, I think that's it for this video. Might be a little shorter than some of the other ones, but just, I thought I'd bring you along and show you how it's coming along with this engine. And I think I got a lot of things that I'm working on. And again, please like and subscribe. I'm going to show you the work. So I'm not saying I do everything the right way, but usually the way I do it will work. I'm sure there's better ways out there, and feel free to comment if you think if there's a better way for me to do some of this stuff. I'm always willing to learn. I'm never too old to learn, right? So a lot of this stuff nobody's ever showed me. I've just kind of looked at it, thought about it, and figured out a way to try and do it myself. So I'm not trained really in any of this stuff. I'm not a mechanic or anything like that. I just kind of like playing around with this stuff. So anyways, guys, have a good day. Talk to you again.